I mean, what's that one football player? Tom Brady. I almost said Jackie Robinson, but I know that's not right. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Zhariya Smith, and I typically make commentary videos just like this one. Today's candle is boba tea, mostly because I had boba today, like before this, and it was so recently, and I wish I could find the TikTok, but there was this TikToker that mentioned Emma Chamberlain and how she was kind of quitting YouTube and kind of calling her entitled and privileged and all of these things. And it got me thinking about not only Emma Chamberlain, but just like the concept of creators burning out and leaving the platform, and kind of just, I guess, sympathizing. I have empathy. So I try to see things from other people's perspectives, and I try to understand what's going on in their mind. So I kind of wanted to talk about Emma Chamberlain today. I don't know. It's just interesting. I know she left YouTube, a couple, like maybe a month or two ago, but I just kind of wanted to talk about it, and kind of give you guys my thoughts on not only Emma, but just creators and parasocial relationships, and whether or not we are entitled to our favorite creators, like videos. So Emma Chamberlain, if you don't know, is a 20-year-old YouTuber from California, and she gained popularity around 2018, which is when I started watching her, actually, when she was in high school. And I kind of grew up with her because we literally are the exact same age. Like, she's like a month older than me. Like, we are quite close in age. And Emma has always been one of those creators that people always saw as being so relatable, so trendy, and people, with like most vloggers, became very attached to her, not because of her content, but just because of who she is as a person, like personality-based YouTubers, which can be a good thing and a really bad thing. And this is kind of where Emma started having a kind of decline, I want to say during the pandemic, like a lot of, the beginning. Because like a lot of YouTubers decided to still go out and party, and Emma was one of those people. But a lot of creators' identities were going out and traveling, and when you can't do that, suddenly your content starts to suffer. And Emma is a daily vlogger, or a weekly vlogger rather, and people just love her content. She's so personable, she's so quirky, and a lot of teenage girls love her specifically. They kind of look to her for fashion advice, for really anything, because Emma is kind of like the token Gen Z girl, and people call her the Bethany Moda of Gen Z, but I'd argue that Bethany Moda is Bethany Moda of Gen Z. But all that aside, Emma has kind of made this huge empire for herself and has become a Louis Vuitton ambassador because of her fashion videos and YouTube, like fashion YouTube or whatever. She has been on the cover of magazines. She is become generally a household name. I'm actually a big fan of Emma Chamberlain's podcast, Anything Goes, and I've been listening to it since she literally started making it. Every single week. Like, I love her podcast, and many people say on TikTok especially that her podcast is horrible, though it constantly ranks in like iTunes, so I don't know who to believe. But Emma has kind of expressing her opinions, because there was a TikTok that was posted, I don't remember what it was, but basically a person was saying about how Emma Chamberlain was so depressed and we needed to help her, essentially. And we're posting pictures of her and talking, and she was saying that that was the happiest that she had been in a very long time. And it immediately got ruined because someone on the internet said that she was so depressed. So just look at her. Look at how sad she is, And Emma, in this podcast episode, kind of expressed her feelings on social media and TikTok. And she actually ended up deleting her TikTok, specifically the app, off of her phone, but then later on in 2021, I believe, she actually fully deleted her TikTok account, which made people go crazy, and Emma kind of had a crisis during the pandemic. She changed her video style, and her vlogs, to me, kind of felt like she was the last person on earth, and like it was kind of very like the music she would choose, the editing, like it was just very much different than like what she usually did, which is good. I love evolutions. I've evolved on this channel many times. If you've been here that long, you'll know. But Emma has just been this creator that people have loved since she was 16 years old, It can be a lot. And like any person, she naturally she naturally ended up burning out. And recently she posted a podcast episode where she talked about the truth about YouTube and kind of expressed her feelings about how YouTube was and burnout and all this stuff. And while I do agree with a lot of stuff that she said, I think that this kind of leads me into the next section of the video, which is kind of like looking at Emma's fans on TikTok and kind of how Emma, or not even Emma fans, but how Emma and TikTok and Gen Z and just people talking about her, how they kind of intertwine. With a quick search on TikTok of Emma Chamberlain, you can see a lot of people posting their opinions. I'm just going to talk about a couple TikToks today that I feel like kind of encompass the majority of these videos about Emma and her deciding to no longer be on YouTube. I really don't mean to be that person, but unfortunately Emma Chamberlain has literally always been this whiny and entitled. Just rewatch any of her older vlogs where she'd complain about any minor thing like with homework or school. The difference is that things she whines about now aren't as relatable as now that she and her audience are adults and not in the teenager category. This one says, I've never seen a more complainy bleep than Emma Chamberlain. If this girl tries to cry to me one more time about how hard her life is while she lives in her $10 million mansion and jets from country to country and has her pick of amazing business opportunities, I'm going to scream. I know money doesn't buy happiness, but people living way worse complain significantly less. Like, other people have anxiety too. But the point is that people on TikTok are kind of very upset with Emma. And it's interesting because it's like a whole 180 of how people were towards Emma before, where they were like, Emma, what are you wearing this summer? Like, Emma, what are we doing for this? There are some girls that said that they can't get pregnant until Emma does because they wouldn't know how to do their pregnancy unless they see how Emma does it. You know, like, people are just very much like attached to Emma. It's, you know, the parasocial relationship thing or whatever. And it's just interesting that some of her fans are now turning on her when she mentions mental health and mentions how unhappy she is. And yes, right now she may be in Paris. Actually, she might not be when you're watching this video. I'm kind of filming this at a time I usually don't film it, so she could be gone now, but Emma gets to wear all these nice clothes, gets to live in the biggest houses, gets to have an amazing, talented boyfriend, gets to do all of these amazing things that the average person would not understand. This is kind of just like I was talking about in my video about Kim Kardashian last week, is kind of just like Emma has a certain amount of privilege, and it's really hard when you're a person that's struggling and you complain so much less to see a celebrity complain about stuff that you personally deal with or things that are a lot worse. You know, it's just really, I don't know, interesting when you think about it like that. And next, I want to get into the question of, are creators actually entitled to be able to have breaks? The answer is yes. Creators actually don't owe you personally anything. And that's what's interesting, because it's like if you, for instance, Kanye West, in one of his concerts, he canceled his concert and refunded everybody because Kim got robbed in Paris or something like that. Or there are so many times where artists cancel. Coachella gets canceled. So many things get canceled. Artists have things happening with their mental health. Or someone breaks their leg or their ankle. Or there are so many things. Like, we treat celebrities so much differently. But when it comes to YouTubers, who, I mean, for the average person, it's just kind of perceived as, oh, this person is just like me. They're my best friend. People who are full-time creators, if you think about it, YouTube is very much fun. I love making YouTube videos. It is my peace, my hobby, what I like to do to make myself happy, you know, every single week. But when I also have a life outside of YouTube. I have another job. I'm in school. I have a dog that's currently biting her legs right now. So if you can hear that, I'm sorry. But I have an entire life outside of YouTube, an entire job outside of YouTube. And full-time YouTubers don't have that. Full-time YouTubers, 9 times out of 10, all that they do is encompassed in YouTube. And it's just like for you if you are working a job from 9 to 5 every single day and had to work crazy hours to do this job, and, you know, I can understand why a full-time creator would get burnout. Literally, I had burnout, I want to say 2 months ago, where I had an entire crisis because I couldn't find a video topic for that week, and I was so panicked and just so scared of like not being able to deliver on a good video. I had a video idea actually, but it was just so bad. I was like, I cannot post that, you know. But creators have burnout. Creators don't have to do anything for you. Yes, you are fans of them. Yes, you do all these nice things. You buy their concert tickets, you buy their merch, you buy their coffee products, you buy stuff for them, but at the end of the day, they don't have to give you a YouTube video every single week. You know, Emma still does her podcast. You can still get your Emma content from her. And some people were saying that like, oh, well, Emma has a podcast and she makes her podcast every single week. What's different between a podcast and making a YouTube video? And yes, I will say my YouTube channel is practically like a little mini podcast. Like, I talk a lot, but for someone who makes their entire livelihood and their entire kind of vibe around their life and what they do every single day, to you, that might seem like the easiest job ever. And she's lucky to be able to just film her life every single day. She doesn't even have to edit her videos if she doesn't want to. She just has to sit, film her life, and then give it to somebody else, and the person edits it and then posts it, you know? And that, you know, seems really easy, but when you are a daily vlogger, this is something that a lot of vloggers deal with, where it's like you just run out of things to do. And some creators feel like that they're not interesting enough. I actually used to be a vlogger, fun fact, but then I realized I'm not interesting enough. That's kind of sad. But I'm not interesting enough to like talk about my week every single week. Like, people were not vibing with it. Those videos would get like 5 views, you know, and that's fine. Some people just don't have the personality to be a blogger or whatever. But the point is that creators can have breaks. And Emma says she could be gone for a month, 2 months, a year, weeks, whatever it is. The case may be is that the girl needs a break, and she's probably mentally not doing well. She probably is going through a lot of things right now. And it would be nice to get a little vlog of Emma in Paris again, like we usually do whenever this Louis Vuitton fashion show, or whenever she travels, because it's nice, you know, because I like to live vicariously through the vloggers that I watch. To close out this video, I really just wanted to do a quick little chat about privilege. Now, Emma Chamberlain is skinny, white, literally gorgeous, and is living honestly a model life. Any person would look at Emma's life and be like, who gives you the right to be able to feel bad? You know, mental illness, no matter how much money you have, is still something that is going to affect your life. Just because Emma Chamberlain is privileged doesn't mean that she somehow magically is absolved of all of her problems. And if you were a true fan of her, you wouldn't be upset by her not filming her YouTube videos because you care about her. You, at least that's how relationships work with vloggers. Typically, it's like you're really close to them, you know, you relate to them, you feel like they're your friends. And even there was this one girl on TikTok that literally made a song about how she felt like that her only friend was Emma Chamberlain. So people and Emma, really close. People really love Emma Chamberlain. And Emma is so privileged. She has all the money that any 20-year-old could ask for. But at the end of the day, if she's unhappy doing something, wouldn't you rather her do something that she enjoys and see her be happy instead of making her suffer every single day making videos when that's clearly something that she doesn't want to do or feels lost with or just needs a break, you know? Like, it's just really interesting to me, this whole topic, and people really hating on her on social media, and many people are really sad to see her go and are actually happy. And Emma talked about on her podcast, she went on the Call Her Daddy podcast, like she has been doing a lot of things recently. And many people feel like it's as though they're being robbed. Like, it's unfair that Emma's doing all these things, but she won't post a video. And it's like, she doesn't have to do anything for you. And being a creator and being a popular YouTuber who's literally a millionaire is, I can understand why a person would be upset by not being able to do the same thing, or that she's so privileged, she doesn't deserve this, and blah, 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 whatever it is. But the point, at the end of the day, you watched her, I watched her, we all watched Emma Chamberlain at some point, and she is allowed to not put herself in the position to be unhappy just for some people. So many people retire from their jobs, so many creatives stop making music. Like, look, Frank Ocean hasn't posted a song or made an album since 2016. Am I telling Frank Ocean that he should unalive himself? No, I'm just going to be happy for when he releases his next album, or like Childish Gambino or any of my other favorite artists that haven't posted any new music or like an album. I'm not angry with them. I want them to take their time because I know that it takes a lot to put forth energy into making music or doing any sort of art. And I think that we, as watchers of YouTube, shouldn't just be like, you need to make a video every single week, and if you don't, then I hate you. There are so many YouTubers who don't have strict schedules, and so many YouTubers who spend entire months on their videos, and the videos end up being great, and they're 2 hours long, and it's amazing. But I think that we need to just be more sympathetic with creators. I by no means consider myself to be a big time YouTuber. I'm just me. But I think that when we watch bigger creators and we see them making videos, maybe they make a video that you think is really stupid and they didn't spend a lot of time on it, or you think that they should have made a better video. You have to understand that they are people, and they're not entitled to, or you're not entitled to their time or attention just because you've watched a 10-minute video that they've made. I like to try to please you guys, and if you ever have video ideas you want me to talk about or things you want me to look into, I will look into them. I literally will. But the point is that everybody is like that, and I also make little videos where I just sit and talk, and most of my work goes into my editing and like researching and stuff like that, and that's what I enjoy doing a lot. But it's just not for everybody. Some people can't do YouTube for the rest of their lives, and that's fine. But I guess in general, I've been talking for like an hour now. So if you guys like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up because it really, really, really helps small channels like mine. Make sure to also subscribe to me if that's something you would like to do. And please comment down below your opinions on this. Like, what do you think about Emma quitting? Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing? I just want to know your general thoughts. It can be negative, not too negative though, because I might cry. But I just want to know. This is literally like not me saying that any person is wrong with their opinions. I really want to know what you think about this. So please comment down below. We can have a little conversation. I'll also make a community post as well if you'd like to post on that too. And yeah, I guess that's it. So make sure to stay happy and stay healthy, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye guys.